Spears.
Hi, everyone. I would like to call the special meeting of council to order at 2:22 p.m. Many of you are on Zoom. I have Councillors Hunt and Feeblecorn present here at the Emergency Center, and our CAO and Deputy CAO are here as well. Due to the washed out culverts and overland flooding, we are initiating a voluntary evacuation for which we require resolutions of council. Before Lisa has the resolutions prepared, Jordan, our emergency services manager, will explain what this involves. Jordan, please. We'll turn this to you.
Okay, thank you, Mayor, for that. So right now, given with all the damage to all the roads, it's pretty widespread here, or everything kind of north of Clandeboye and east of Highway 8. Crews are still out assessing right now the damage, but again, we have so many roads and there are a lot of damaged areas. So what we're doing now, we know there's a lot of people that have lost access to their homes or road access. So the idea is that we're going to declare a voluntary evacuation. So what a voluntary evacuation is if a resident doesn't feel that the conditions are safe enough for them to stay in their home, then they can leave on their own volition, go to family and friends. There might be some outliers that might need some assistance. So the RM will look to provide some assistance there, but we're not calling a mandatory evacuation. This isn't an evacuation that the RM is forcing upon anybody. We just want people to feel safe. And we want to make sure that we've done everything we can to provide that safety for them without impeding on their because what a mandatory evacuation does, along with a lot of these other powers of a state of local emergency, it kind of infringes on people's personal freedom. So we want to make sure we're not doing that. And given that the conditions are actually improving in some areas, this isn't a long-lasting event that we can foresee. And the forecast is forecasting more rain, but we cannot predict what is actually going to come in these forecasted areas. So at this time, we do not feel a mandatory evacuation is pertinent in this circumstances. Does that explain it to everybody clearly enough? Do you need further clarification on that?
No, it makes sense.
Yep, that's fine.
Okay, thank you, Jordan. Lisa, we have two resolutions. Council needs to move in second. Lisa, could you please read the first resolution?
Yep. Can everybody hear me?
Yep.
Okay. The first resolution is called the Local State of Emergency Order Powers. Whereas the rural municipality of St. Andrews has declared a state of local emergency at 11 a.m. on June 10th, 2026 due to a severe overland flooding and critical power outages. And whereas subsection 12.1 of the Emergency Measures Act, the Act, empowers a local authority upon the declaration of a state of local emergency to take all necessary actions to protect property and the health and safety of persons. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Council of the Rural Municipality of St. Andrews hereby authorizes the following specific extraordinary powers under subsection 12.1 of the Act to be executed immediately within the designated emergency area. Number one, control of travel and movement, clause 12.1D, authorizes the control, permit, and prohibited travel to and from any area on any road, street, or highway. Number two, power to evacuate, clause 12.1E, cause the evacuation of persons and the removal of livestock and personal property and make arrangements for the adequate care and protection thereof. Number three, warrantless entry onto property, clause 12.1G, authorizes the entry into any building or upon any land without a warrant. Number four, demolition and removal, clause 12.1H, authorizes the clause to cause demolition or removal of any trees, structures, or crops in order to prevent, combat, or alleviate the effects of an emergency or a disaster. And number four, expending emergency funds, clause 12.1K, authorization to expend sums as are necessary to pay expenses caused by the emergency or disaster. Be it further resolved that Council hereby delegates the operational execution of these specific powers to the Chief Administrative Officer in direct consultation with the Municipal Emergency Coordinator to ensure rapid and immediate response for the duration of the state of local emergency.
Thank you, Lisa. Could I get a mover, please?
I'll move that.
Counselor Hunt, who is present here, and seconder is Counselor Dornbos. All those in favor?
Aye.
Unanimous, that is approved. Lisa, could you please move forward with the second resolution, please?
The second resolution is called voluntary evacuation. Whereas the rural municipality of St. Andrews is currently experiencing an imminent threat to public safety and property due to overland flooding and power outages as a result of a severe weather event. And whereas this hazard poses a potential risk to residents and infrastructure within the specific areas of the municipality designated as north of Clandeboye Road and east of PTH 8 to the most easterly boundary of the RM of St. Andrews, including the community of Petersfield and Netley Creek areas. And whereas the Council of the Rural Municipality of St. Andrews deems it necessary to proactively protect the health, safety, and welfare of these residents before access routes or emergency response capabilities become compromised. Therefore, be it resolved that the Council of the Rural Municipality of St. Andrews hereby issue a voluntary evacuation advisory for all residents residing within the designated areas of north of Clandeboye Road and east of PTH 8 to the most easterly boundary of the RM of St. Andrews, including the community of Petersfield and Netley Creek areas, effective immediately as of 2:30 p.m. on this 10th day of June 2026. Be it further resolved that residents within the designated area are strongly encouraged to self-evacuate to a safe location outside the hazard zone, secure their private property, and register their departure status with the RM of St. Andrews Reception Center location at the St. Andrews Municipal Office located at 500 Railway Avenue in Clandeboye. Be it further resolved that the Chief Administrative Officer and emergency management staff are authorized to utilize necessary municipal resources to disseminate this advisory, monitor the situation, and coordinate initial reception services for self-evacuating residents. Be it further resolved that a copy of this resolution and the accompanying public advisory will be forwarded immediately to the Manitoba Emergency Measures Organization duty officer for situational awareness and coordination of provincial supports.
Thank you, Lisa. Could I get a mover, please?
I'll move that.
Counselor Slaker, seconded by Counselor Feeblecorn. All in favor?
Aye.
That is unanimous. It is carried. So thank you, everyone. And before closing, I would like to remind residents, if you require assistance, please call our emergency number 204-904-9286. And again, as explained by Jordan, this is a voluntary evacuation. So thanks very much. And be it resolved that the special meeting of council be adjourned at 2:30 p.m. Could I get a mover, please?
Move.
I will.
Counselor Dornbos, seconder Counselor Slaker. All those in favor?
Aye.
That is unanimous. It is carried. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.